European account. Fire the next one up. I wonder if this is on an old patch. Okay, yeah, must be the patch prior to this one. Been a while since I've seen this border. I'm going to assume that this is a troll or something. I don't think it would take Florencio a long time to beat a Bronze Leaguer. Whoops. I actually did not want to do that, but anyway, here we go. In the top right-hand corner of the map, it is the purple Protoss, Hemorrhoids, otherwise known as Florencio. His opponent in the bottom left, the orange Terran, Oblivion. I'm guessing this is a custom game. It's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I think this is a custom game due to the player colors. I don't think you can do that on ladder, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like Florencio wants to head across here and put on some pressure. I know he usually likes to throw down a pylon or two in the Terran's base to kind of knock them off of their build, knock them off of their game. Sure enough, one pylon does go down. SCV is going to come up and get out, apparently. It looks like he's just going to let that pylon go. Ain't no thing. Part of me is hoping that Florencio takes Oblivion's natural as his natural. That might be hoping for too much. How amazing would it be, though, to do something like a cannon/pylon rush, something that occupies the Terran's attention completely at the front of his base, while the probe goes back here and takes the natural. That would be, I would cry. That would just be so beautiful. What's up, I Play Gaming? Yes, I will. So I played a couple of games right before this. I'm going to cast these games from Florencio. And I will play probably a game or two myself. Then I've got to get a workout in. And then I will be playing and streaming again after that. Reaper comes in here, picks off the probe of Florencio. The gateway actually finishes up. If Florencio was getting warp gate, or if I should say if he does get warp gate, that would be a huge problem. But it's still a long, long way off. Just the fact that this that Oblivion has not even begun to attack it is somewhat odd. And here is a proxy factory which is actually closer to the Terran's own base than it is the Protoss. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, man. I try. But yeah, I know you, so obviously I know you were on the stream yesterday. I'm not sure if you, were you on the stream when I did finally, I got back into Master on EU. Of course, I had that long custom game session and then played a couple of ladder games and then off-raced. But yeah, I've been laddering pretty darn hard so far this season. And normally I stream ladder more than anything else. But so yeah, once I got that once I finally got back into Master, you know, I just felt like relaxing just for a little bit, and that's kind of carried over to today. But I've already started laddering again, but just not going crazy on it yet. But sure enough, I will be playing lots and lots of ladder games this week. Anyway, couple of Reapers did clear up pretty much everything, with the exception of this one Adept, which now that I look at it, could be really annoying. I mean, look at all of this lost mining time. Tons of lost mining time. I don't know why Oblivion went with multiple Reapers. This is infamously the worst Reaper map in the pool. I know Nathanius said it might be the worst Reaper map of all time. That might actually be true. Oh yeah, Titan, yeah, I figured that because I saw the lit clan tag. But yeah, I was asking if I didn't know if I Play Gaming was on my stream yesterday when I got master, like when I was laddering, when I was streaming my ladder session. I know he was on for the custom game session. Yeah, I think he actually was on for the ladder session as well. But yeah, so I figured that out based on the clan tag. I know, regular Sherlock Holmes. I should change my name. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna say again, I was really surprised that Oblivion went for multiple Reapers on a map where the Reapers have one access point and it's tiny. The Cyclones, though, are a great choice in my opinion. They're super freaking strong against ground and against buildings. It's pretty absurd. I've said that many times. But, as absurd as they are against ground, they are just as weak against air. And we're going to find that out right here with this fast, really fast Tempest. Looks like we have a follow-up of Cloaked Banshee, I would assume. Tempest does manage to push the Cyclones away, gets one kill. Other one is fleeing for his life. He can't believe what he saw. He's going to go back to base, or not. He's going to sit in the attack path. Thought he was going to go back to base and tell all of his friends, you won't believe it, guys, there's actually a Tempest out at 5 minutes into our war. Nobody would believe him anyway. Trust me. So double Stargate, of course, that's the Florencio special. I think he actually does go up to 3 Stargates off of 2 bases, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he does more than that, but yes, he starts out with 2. I think he does throw down a 3rd eventually off of 2 bases, though. We'll find out shortly enough. These 2 Cyclones are the cockiest Cyclones of all time. I mean, yeah, they're going to get this pylon, but man, are they tempting fate. It's one of those times where, like, you start forming the sentence in your head prior to actually saying it. You realize you're about to make a pun, so you have to indicate that you're aware of the pun. And that's why I looked at the camera and, you know, gave that little eyebrow raise. I could not avoid it. I saw it coming, but I couldn't avoid it. They were tempting fate. What do you want me to do? Banshee is cloaked. Gets what? Is it up to 3? Soon to be 4. No, not if he's attacking a photon cannon. 4 probe kills now. This is actually kind of a big deal. Again, not if he's attacking photon cannons, though. I understand these will detect you eventually, but you've got to get the work in on the probes and then get out. Quite a few probes going down. Pylon now being attacked. I don't think Florencio has thrown a Robobay down. No, he has not. Banshee is about to run out of energy. Will escape with his life. Back home for the Terran. We do have a natural expansion about to finish up. Oracle is out now. Nice choice from Florencio. I'm assuming just for Revelation. Of course, Oracles can do just about everything that can be done in a real-time strategy game. They can detect. They can kill. They can scout. They're a really good unit. But in this case, I think Florencio went with that single Oracle with the express intent to reveal the Cloaked Banshees. Tempests are going to push out with a Mothership Core. I know this is another one of Florencio's patented techniques. Push out with a high-tech Stargate army and recall. Boom. Recall when threatened in any way. So, by the way, guys, I think what I'm going to do here is after this game, after I cast this game, I'm going to play, we'll say, a game or 2. And I'll cast the remaining 2 games later. Terran is actually going with what I think is, funnily enough, the best composition possible against what Florencio is doing. Mass Marines, yeah. True story. I actually think this is the best thing you can do. Okay. I'm about to qualify that. I think you do need to mix in Widow Mines. Not Cyclones. Cyclones are pretty much worthless now. But reactored Widow Mines would be really good. We do have an Oracle coming in here. Killing off quite a few SCVs. Marines do have stim, but they're not using stim. They're focusing down the Tempest, but they're not using Stim. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. I really am not sure what I'm seeing. Why is he not stimming? Is he not stimming just because he doesn't have medevac support? If that's the case, that's not a good decision. Banshee comes back in and is working on the pylon. Should unpower this Stargate, but the Tempests are coming back around here and are going to start hitting the natural again. Stargate is officially unpowered. I would like to see Oblivion move this over here and start picking off the gas probes. We all know that gas is absolutely crucial for Skytoss. Now Oblivion is using his stim. And stims to run away. Still no medevacs. Revelation goes down. Tempest continuing to work on the natural. There is a reactor starport, but really not much mining at all for Oblivion. And these Tempests are in the perfect position. Nice job by Florencio here, just totally abusing the positioning on, or I should say this positioning here and abusing the map in general. Great job. Cybernetics core did go down. Probes are being pulled, but these Marines without medevac support are going to get eaten alive by even just 2 carriers. Carriers just shred bio. How much work will Oblivion get done before he goes? We're about to find out, but I don't think it's justified ultimately. Like, don't get me wrong, it was nice damage. He did kill quite a few probes. Oh my goodness, that Tempest is down to 8 hit points. But not quite enough damage, in my opinion, to justify losing all of those units. I think if I'm the Terran here, I'm going to look to put on pressure like that, but at the same time, I'm going to pull back before I lose my entire army. Basically, what you want to do is you want to keep the Protoss at home as much as possible, especially with a slow composition like this. I should say an immobile composition like this. Just keep it at home the entire time. Take as many bases as you can. Of course, it's always easier said than done. But the only time you can trade units like that, you trade an entire army like that, is when you have an economy to back you up behind it. And in this case, Oblivion does not yet have a solid economy. Stim in, cancel the 3rd base. This is a nice move here. Now he should back off. Florencio is going to poke out and push him away. Good move there by Oblivion to back off a bit. Looks like he's going to take out the pylon that is warping in and most likely the gas. Florencio knows that he cannot, or I shouldn't say cannot, maybe he can take this, but he should not move out just yet. He's going to get absolutely everything that he can prior to moving down and claiming his 3rd base. 3rd base being taken on location at the gold. I think that is a good move from Oblivion. Starting to do what I was talking about. Expand around the map. You should maintain a presence at the front of the Protoss base at all times to keep him scared. And obviously if he's not there, then you push in and do real damage. One major problem here, by the way, is that there are no upgrades for the Terran. None. And still no medevac, no significant medevac production. Oh, and just as I say that, they are finally coming out. But yeah, I mean, even with these 4, that's still not a high medevac count. For a pure Marine force, I mean, he could very easily go up to 10 or 12 medevacs, and that would not be excessive by any means. Florencio has a nice, strong central position there, right in this, I was about to say no-fly zone, but it's the opposite. It's a fly zone where you can't walk. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier, by the way. You want to keep pulling that slow Protoss army back to the base as much as possible. Oblivion's going to come in here. He's going to focus down some cannons. He should be focusing the fleet beacon, by the way. I am really not sure why he is doing this. He had a chance to get the fleet beacon, which would be a really big deal, especially in this low econ situation, but instead he's fighting interceptors. So that is actually a critical error on the part of Oblivion. Guessing he just got caught up in the heat of the battle, but he really needed to focus fire this down. And that would greatly reduce the burden on him for the rest of this game. Again, it looks like we might have an engagement in the middle of the map. This gigantic Golden Armada putting in serious work on this all-bio force, which are running, and that includes SCVs, by the way, which are running around here instead of through here, and it's really costing them, by the way. This third base is going to be forfeit, and that is actually going to be a critical blow. It is an absolutely critical blow to Oblivion. It looks like Oblivion wants to go for a counterattack. He's not pulling his Marines back to deal with Florencio's army. And I do think that is the right decision, by the way, because Florencio can do kind of exactly what he's doing here and just hover between these bases and never fully engage the bio. Oblivion is pushing in. He's going to hit the third base, get another cancellation. Is there a recall available? Where is that mothership core? Did the mothership core go down? Yes, it did go down at some point, and that's going to be big trouble here for Florencio. He has to send this entire army back again. Natural base about to go down. Cannon has to go first. The robotics facility is strangely focused, and a pylon of all things. Now, if I'm Oblivion, I'd be focusing the fleet beacon. Heck, even the Nexus, because if you get into a base trade situation, you want this Nexus to be gone. But for sure, that fleet beacon needed to go down. Oblivion has been very merciful on the fleet beacon. Florencio gets back, clears out the Marines, and he's back on the prow again. Holy overkill. That was just brutal. So as we can see here, the economic situation for Oblivion is now critical. Very little mining for either player. But with that being said, the Protoss army is much stronger in a head-on engagement. Banshee comes back in and picks up a few more probe kills, actually quite a few, up to 6. Is now working away at the Nexus, and there is no robotics facility. Florencio is not making... okay, but he does have one observer. I was about to say he is not making an Oracle either, but there is an observer in with this army. Third base about to finish up for Florencio. Ninja third base is finished for Oblivion. Not really sure what that scan was about. Maybe just to confirm that there is an observer in play. I'm not positive. Both players very low on SCVs, and we actually have 3 orbital commands for Oblivion, but again, not the best mining situation. Not nearly enough SCVs to saturate 3 full bases, but also a fully mined out main, a soon to be fully mined out natural. Widow mines are a good addition. I fear for Oblivion that it's actually just going to be a bit too late. Looks like we're going to have both armies hitting almost simultaneously. Why is this like the worst follow in the world? Yeah, the camera seems to be bugging out or something. It should be in the center of the screen. Anyway, Golden Armada putting in work while the Marines of Oblivion are fighting against rocks. I'm not really sure why. I'm really not sure why. This base is already... obviously, it's not mined out. There's still a decent amount of resources there, but you have to assume that the third base is here, right? I would definitely want to come through this way to get into the Protoss base. Now, obviously, he's probably thinking that the army is there, but at the very least, you send 1 Marine up there. Because the time is critical right now. Okay, I do like this. This is a good move here. Sending down a secondary force to hit the third base at the same time as the natural. Florencio is going to pull everything back, which I do think is the correct decision, because he will lose a base trade scenario just due to how mobile this army is compared to his own. So he's going to come back, defend his base. He's actually sending off one Tempest, it looks like, to scout for ninja bases. So really, really good idea. Is he going to see it? I'm not sure. Yes, he will eventually see these barracks. I'm pretty darn sure of that. Oblivion, like I said, he's been very merciful with his fleet beacon. The reason why I'm saying you should focus this down is because it's an expensive structure, and it allows Florencio to make the unit that is giving him, or I'm sorry, that is giving Oblivion the most trouble by far, and that is the carrier. Oh my goodness, those Widowmine shots! The Widowmine shots just absolutely destroyed. Yes, they got the interceptors, but they absolutely destroyed, or helped to destroy, the Marine force as well. Just brutal. I think Florencio has sealed the deal here. The Tempest does come in and scout this ninja base. There's actually a gigantic mineral bank here. And that is thanks to the triple orbital and all of the mules that can be called down therefrom. But there is no stopping this. Cue the Death March theme. We've got 4 Widow Mines against 5 Tempests, 9 carriers. Holy crap. 72 interceptors. I think as soon as he sees this, he is going to tap out. 31 workers to 4. So if he would have been able to pull Florencio around the map a bit more, maybe he would have been successful. But Florencio did a pretty good job of responding when he needed to respond. Like, he went into Oblivion's base, did damage, and only pulled back to his own base when it was necessary. Another classic Florencio game, I must say. Scans go down. Say, how many bases are you on? How did you beat me? How do you have this army? Oh my goodness, Protoss is so overpowered. This is disgusting. Uninstall, etc. But I think they're actually friends, because this is a custom game, if I'm not mistaken. So he's probably not saying any of that, and I'm just projecting my own tears onto him. But as always, Florencio played a very clever game. Tryhard mode engaged. Tryhard mode disengaged with the death of that medevac. And I think Oblivion is coming to grips with the result of the game. I guess, you know what, that being said, maybe he's just staying in it to hopefully expend his bank. He does have a ton of minerals banked up, so maybe he's thinking if he can just buy some time, like for example, while Florencio is attacking his base here, if he can just use that time to get out a ton of Marines, maybe he'll have a chance. He knows Florencio is on super low econ. He's on 8 workers right now. But that is pretty darn optimistic, I think. I know the feeling, though. You just don't want to leave a game when you have a bank like this. But he is down to 1 orbital command. He has 1, for now, naked command center. Not yet morphing that. Trying to add more production facilities. He has a tech lab on his factory. I'm not sure why. He does not have an armory to research drilling claws. Perhaps it was a misclick. I'm not sure. And this is the final engagement. It's actually as one-sided a fight here at the end as I've ever seen. Carriers and Tempest versus buildings. Good game. Well played, Florencio. What's up, Rinka? How you doing, man? Good to see you.